And we are live. What's good? It's your man DL saying it is Saturday, man, the 23rd. What's up? I hope y'all doing well. For those who went out last night, I hope you're not too hungover. For those who don't drink, hey, good for you, but I do. I don't drink that often. Well, yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, I drink less now that I'm retired than I did when I was actually working. Crazy, huh? I got a nice bar, as always, stocked with like the best that I can get. And yeah, it's still there. Got great tequilas and vodkas and cognacs and whiskeys. And I want to say 90% of the bottles on my bar are unopened. So yeah, I don't drink as much. But when I do go out, I have been known to engage or indulge, let's say. Oh man, what's going on? Yep, I'm at it again, y'all. I'm digging this YouTube thing. I ain't gonna lie. This is fun. It's fun to be able to talk about all these things. People are like, oh man, you're all over the place. Why don't you just stick to relationships? Or why don't you just stick to guns? Or why don't you just stick to politics? And what I love about YouTube is you can do whatever you want. I don't want to stick to those things, right? I'm not here, like trying to make $1 million and this, that, and the third. I'm not. I'm here for the conversation. I'm here for the engagement, right? I'm here so, to stand on a soapbox and say whatever I got to say about whatever I got to say. So today we're going to be talking about, on this particular episode, we're going to be talking about the dark side of power tripping. You know what I mean? We're talking about the 1%. Like a lot of people are like, man, the 1% don't run my life. Yes, they do. You just keep it 100. The people with all the money, people with the guns, right? That's who runs the world. They run the world, period. You don't think for a moment that someone like Elon Musk can't afford to go buy his own army if he wanted to? He can go buy an army if he wanted to right now. Bezos could do the same thing right now. Warren Buffett right now. If they wanted to, they can buy an army. Right now. Warren Buffett could go and rent the French Foreign Legion if he wanted to. He could absolutely do that. Why? Because he has more money than God. Brother Jason, what's good, bro? I see you, man. Shout out to you, man. Brother Jason's been hitting me up on Instagram. He shot me some videos. The latest video he shot me was 2 recruitment videos. Speaking of armies, he shot me this video. It was 2 recruitment videos. It was a recruitment video from Russia, and it was a recruitment video for the army here in the United States. I think I'm going to have to talk about that. Yo, Brother Jason, for real, I think I'm going to have to talk about that. Get ready, man. You might get your debut, man. I might have to shoot you a link and pick your brain about this. I'm not going to tell you what the 2 videos were about. I mean, they were both recruiting videos. I'm just going to have to show you. I'm just going to have to show you. And that'll be a good episode. Yeah, brother, I'm going to reach out to you, Brother Jason, man. I'm going to have to get you up on here and talk about that. That was a good one. That was a good one. You know what? I'm going to have to put you on the board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas on the board. I got number 6 on standby right here. So yours is number 7. Yours is number 7. And I might push it up towards the top 2, but I definitely want to get you on there, man, and talk about that clip that you sent me, because it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. So shout out to you, brother. And thanks for all your support, man. Like I said, day one, you've been there rocking with me. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully one day we'll look back on this and you'll be like, yep, I was there day one. I hope we grow this thing out of control, and you're always going to be you know what I'm saying, in the inner circle, always, no matter what. If we can, you know what I mean, cross our fingers, get as big as my people over there, Fresh and Fit, man. Shout out to them. They're over 800,000 subscribers right now, growing that 1 million subscriber blowout bash is coming. It's getting closer, y'all. Less than 200,000 subscribers to go. That might happen by the end of this year. At the rate that they're going, it looks like it's going to happen by the end of this year. So shout out to them and all the hard work they've been putting in over there. At like 2 years or either just under 2 years or just over 2 years. That's how long Fresh and Fit has been doing their thing. So shout out to them. They're definitely putting in the work, leading from the front, as you should. You know what I mean? That's how it looks, y'all. That's how you do it. Shout out to them. So yeah, we're gonna talk about power trip and the dark side of the 1%. It's so I was, scrubbing through YouTube. That's what I do. I spend hours reading articles, going through YouTube, reading links and checking out stuff that people send me, like Brother Jason, talking to folks, and I came across this video, Andrew Tate, blowing up the internet right now. Andrew Tate is trending. You can't get away from him. Ask Andrew Schultz, who was always talking about who is this Andrew Tate guy and why I can't get away from him. Andrew Tate's a 4-time kickboxing world champion. He's a multimillionaire living in Romania right now. He is an entrepreneur. He has all sorts of business ventures out there. Self-made multimillionaire, right? And a real good dude. A real good dude. I've had the honor of meeting him. Solid brother. And he is a brother. I use that term for everybody, but in this case, Andrew Tate really is a brother. He's born in America, grew up in the Midwest until he was about 10, then moved to England, Luton, England, which apparently is like the hood of hoods. Even people over in the UK that I know, people in the area I asked, like London, I asked them about Luton, and they're just like shaking their heads. So Luton must be pretty rough. And he grew up there, didn't have nothing, worked his butt off. You know what I'm saying? And now he's just sitting back and he's reaping the fruits of his labor. I came across a video that he did that's on his stream, which is I think it's Tate Speech or something like that, but it's on his stream. I'll link the video below so you guys will be able to go and watch it later. And on this particular video, which is just a few minutes long, it's like 8 minutes long or so. The title was Andrew Tate on Evil People in Charge. Evil people in charge. And he's talking about the 1%, which is, like I said, this guy's a multimillionaire and he's not a part of 1%. I mean, he is doing really well. It just shows how much money you need to actually break through into the 1%. Don 007, what's good, brother? Going hard with these YouTube streets this weekend. Yeah, I'm going hard, man. I'm trying to get there, man. Brother Jason Tate is my hero. Tied with Kevin Samuels, Donovan Sharp, and Minister Jack. Yeah, Brother Jason, you go hard with that, man. KS, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of respect for his hustle for Kevin Samuels, man. I wouldn't consider myself a fan of Kevin Samuels, although I did agree with probably 75% of what he said. The way he was moving in real life, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at him. His fashion sense was on point, couldn't be touched. And he was doing his thing. He did the work and he was making it. So, yeah, but I wouldn't say I was a fan of Kevin Samuels. I never got a chance to meet him. It might have been different had I met him. Donovan Sharp, I haven't met him, but I'm familiar with his work. He's hardcore. You know what I mean? He's blue collar, man. He's really in the trenches when it comes to this manosphere red pill thing. He's doing his thing. Shout out to Donovan Sharp. And Minister Jap, I saw Minister Jap on Fresh and Fit when they had they had a bunch of guys on there. Minister Jap was one of them. Lucario was on there. The dude from Japan. There's a few dudes on there that I really didn't know. It's the first time I ever came across Minister Jap. I did watch some of his interview with Fresh and Fit because they brought him on. I didn't get a chance to get through it. But yeah, Brother Jason, them dudes are all hardcore. You know what I mean? But like I said, Andrew Tate, one of my favorites out there. And again, this is a guy I met. Shook the man's hand. We shared words. He real good people. I look forward to him coming back to the States. You know what I mean? We're going to go down there. And I've already worked it out with the fellas, man. When he comes back, I'm going to go down there, take some weapons down there, take the boys out to the range, on me, let them see how we get down. So yeah. And then Brother Don was clarifying with content. Yeah, I've been in these streets on content, man. I'm also, I'm older, but I can still get into the streets. I told them I was on Suzette Speaks the other night. I'm like, hey, I ain't got a problem blowing out somebody back. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like, it seems you guys be knocking off the lowbrow chicks. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Hey, You won't give Uncle Saint a little loving, you know what I mean? I will definitely oblige you, blow your back out, and send you on your way. I ain't got a problem with that, provided you still fine and whatnot. You know what I mean? You ain't too ghetto or too pretty or whatever. So long as you're still cool. Because like I tell y'all, you ain't a true G unless you've told a dime no. You know what I mean? You ain't a true G unless you've turned down some premium. So I ain't got a problem with that. I don't care how fine you are. If you got a bad attitude, bye. You know what I mean? You got to go. Case in point, I don't watch a lot of the late night shows on Fresh and Fit anymore, but I did happen to catch bits and pieces of the one last night, and they had an older sister on there who had a college educated. I guess she was in the corporate world. I forgot exactly what she did. Actually, I didn't watch the first part when they were introducing themselves, but very attractive woman, nice body, all that. Sister, you know what I mean? Older. But her attitude was shit, yo. There's no way I would mess with her. Completely irritating, bro. There's no way I would even talk to her, man. I'd get up and walk away. Now, I wouldn't be mean. I wouldn't call her 304. I wouldn't say she's for the streets or anything like that. I'm not going to try to knock her down. But if I was engaging with her attitude, I just would have, I would have shook her hand. I'm like, oh, it's a pleasure talking to you, love. You take it easy. You know what I mean? And I'd have been gone. I'd have been out of there. You feel me? Because I don't hang out around chicks like that, man. When I see stuff like that, man, I'm out of there like the road runner. I'm out like that. That's how the girls look. I'm out like that. So I don't deal with nonsense anymore. When I was younger, yeah, I would have climbed on her like a Harley. Zoom, 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 boy, I'd have been on it. But now, I don't like the drama. Wonderful 34. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for your support, brother. What up, Mr. DL? You know they coming after Suzette's show. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Suzette's on right now. Oh, I forgot. Suzette's on right now. So everybody that catch this in the replay, shout out to Suzette. That's my people. I forgot she's on during what is she doing? The Secret to Staying Young or Looking Young or something like that. She has a doctor on her show. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about that. Thanks, Mr. Wonderful 34, for pointing that out to me. I forgot. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot. Man. But that's my people. Go, definitely continue to support Suzette Speaks and what she's doing over there. She is really helping me out. I'm always thanking her on my platform. I'm always giving her her flowers because, she deserves it. She earns it. We collab and we push each other. We help each other. It's good to have somebody who can kind of show you the ropes. She's been doing this longer than me. And now that I'm getting up to speed, I can also share with her some of my experiences from other things in my other bubbles that will enhance both our platforms. And that's what we're doing right now. So shout out to Suzette Speaks. That's my people. And y'all gonna see me. I'm gonna keep jumping around from platform to platform. I'm starting to slowly get out there and do some stuff. So Suzette has introduced me to the black side of YouTube, right? To the black side of the manosphere and all that kind of stuff. And I'm starting to consume some of that content. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm looking at what's going on. I'm reaching out to some people. I want to bring them on this platform and kind of pick their brains. There are a lot of platforms out there where they'll have up to 10 people on a panel. You won't catch me on one of those panels. I just won't do that. That's just a little too much. But the people who run those shows, I'm reaching out to. I want to bring them on. Most of those people I meet on Suzette Speaks show. So I'm making it happen on both sides. In Tampa, not now, but next weekend, there's basically their Comic-Con here in Tampa. They have like a comic book festival or something like that. I'll be there. The Critical Drinker will be there. I'm definitely going to go up to him and say, what's up? Hopefully be able to spark a professional relationship there. The Critical Drinker, if you guys don't know, go check him out on YouTube. He reviews films. He's an author. I bought his book. In fact, I gotta get on. I need to read his book before I meet the man because I got his book. He is. I respect what he's doing. Has well over 1 million subscribers. When he goes out and he reviews these movies, he does these clips on his platform. They're just absolutely hilarious, but spot on. Because y'all know I mess around in the Hollywood world myself. So I can't wait to pick this man's brain. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And again, Uncle Saint's gonna be at a Comic-Con convention. I doubt if I go full blown cosplay because I'm going on the business tip. But I got the VIP pass for the weekend, so I don't know. I might one of those days I might go in there. I might dress up. We'll see. But I will definitely be vlogging that. I was actually ran it by Fresh. I had said, hey man, should I do this or should I do that? And he was like, yeah. He told me what to do. Like, nah, just do this, bro. So shout out to Fresh Prince CEO. One half of Fresh and Fit. Thanks, bro. Salute to you for that advice. And I'm gonna take him up on his advice. Take up his advice, and I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna do what I got to do. Yeah. So in 2 weeks, you guys will see some really cool clips of some vlogs and stuff that I was doing. I'm just gonna upload all that stuff and just show you the craziness, the wildness that goes into any type of cosplay thing. This is all good fun too. I've been to a few events like that, man. It's nothing but fun. It's cool, real cool. So all right, I'm getting off topic. Wonderful 34. That's what's up. Appreciate that. So let's get into this. Andrew Tate on evil people in charge. So he has a video, and I'm just gonna play this video, just react to it. And here it is right here. So yeah, let's listen to what the brother has to say. Again, this guy right here, when I talk about think tank, right? I talk about it all the time, right? What do we need to do? You know what I mean? It's like, what do we need to do as a people, man? We need to rewrite and understand. I got that from my dad. Shout out to you. Rest in greatness, Dad. You know what I mean? But that's the one thing my father taught me. You need to be able to rewrite and understand, right? You need to think stuff through. It's the old think tank. You know what it means? The old think tank, right?
Think tank. Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
Nothing should get past the old think tank. Right? Shout out Rock and Roller. One of my favorite movies. Guy Ritchie is a beast. One day when this thing gets really big, trust me, I'm going after Guy Ritchie. I would love to interview that man. You got to have lofty goals, people, because that's what drives you. Right? I'm gonna get to Guy Ritchie and get an interview with that brother. So Andrew Tate was talking about this, and it really got me to thinking. So let's just check it out for a little bit.
That the people who are in charge of the world are not motivated by what most people think they're motivated by. I've had a lot of people who are semi-awake come to me and say, yeah, all this stuff, it's all about money, it's all about profit. And I sit there and say, okay, but I would actually feel a lot more comfortable with the world if it was as simple as money and profit. I think it's far more sinister than that. And I think it's truly about brutal power. And I'll say this because if you've had money long enough and you've truly had true money, it does get boring quickly. And I'll give you an example from a personal perspective. I grew up in a council estate in Luton. Now I'm a multimillionaire. Yeah, I love nice cars and et cetera, but you can only eat so many steaks and go to so many nice hotels. What's truly what most people who are searching for money are looking for is power. And if
right there, y'all hear what the man said? Right there. And I'm writing notes for myself right here, right? Semi-awake. He's talking about people who are semi-awake. You know what? I kind of throw myself in that category. I'm semi-awake. I'm awake. I'm aware. I'm unplugged, right? But I'm really starting to peel back the layers. I'm really seeing how deep it goes. Andrew Tate said these things, and he made this video so he can share this outlook with the masses. Semi-awake. Most people aren't even that. Most people are just on that rat wheel, just run that hamster wheel, just running. They're too bogged down with their lives to really take a moment and assess what's going on and where they are and where they're trying to go, because it's just so much going on. You especially if you go out there, you're working, you're chasing that dollar, you're doing everything you can to maximize that, make as much money as you can. Side hustles, trying to increase your education. Throw a girlfriend in there. You know what I mean? You're dealing with a girlfriend, right? Let's say you got a wife and a family, right? So you're so bogged down and just living and just taking care of business that you lose sight of whatever your plan was. You got some people like Jay Swans who plan stuff out from a kid. He was a kid and he knew I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, and this is how I'm going to live, this is how it's going to go. I didn't plan nothing. I was just trying to survive. So you had people like me who was just like, bro, if I could just get through tomorrow. You know what I mean? If I could just get through tomorrow, if I can make it through the next encounter, right? Because sometimes when you would go out, you know, it was like this. Hey! Not like that. Sometimes you got it was like this. Get some. Get some. And it was like, if I could just stay, you know what I mean? Stay undercover, you know what I mean? Return some fire and get out of this situation. I'd be happy, man. I could wake up tomorrow and hopefully survive again. So I didn't have a plan until I was much older. Once I got older, once I was able to sit back and just like, oh, okay, I got out of those bubbles, right? When danger wasn't right around the corner. Now I'm sitting back and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, you know, just, oh. I can remember the first time I realized that carrying illegal weapons was wrong. I was in my late 20s, like 27, 28 years old, talking to a whole bunch of people who were complaining about the laws in California and how difficult it is to get a permit. And I'm like, they were talking about registered weapons. I'm like, who wants a registered weapon? That's stupid. You shoot somebody with it, it comes right back to you. And everyone at work, they all had this look. They're looking at me like, what the hell? My reality was way different than theirs. So it was at that point I began to think a little bit and kind of plan a little bit. I didn't plan as much as I should have. At that moment, I became semi-awake. Right? And to this point, you know, I'm still there. Like I'm trying to get on a different level. And thank goodness for YouTube. Thank goodness for op-eds. Thank goodness for people like Andrew Tate. I can sit down and talk to him. Right? Similar backgrounds, shared backgrounds a little bit. He ran with it. Made himself a multimillionaire. You know what I mean? I ran with it, got out of the hood and got myself into a nice career and got myself safe. And you know what I mean? So when you have people who are out there who are just so bogged down with just the day-to-day life, it's not even the dangerous stuff, just coming up with money to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills, trying to put a little money aside so the kids can, you know, have some extracurricular activities, ballet or football or whatever, right? And still have enough money to get your wife something nice on her birthday, something nice on the anniversary and stuff like that. Still try to be romantic or whatever, bringing home flowers or whatever, trying to scrape together a little bit of money so you can buy her some nice shoes. I mean, they don't have to be red bottoms or Gucci or whatever, but you can get her something decent, right? That will consume you. You won't have any time to research nothing. You won't have any time to read anything. You just, when you finally finish that day, you just kind of sitting there, you know what I mean, numb. And all you want to do is go to sleep and you got to wake up and do it all over again. So it was really difficult for people. And then what Brother Tate was saying, like money only goes so far. Like you only buy so many states. You can only stay at so many fine, 5-star hotels. You can only take so many trips and all that. He has a good point when you think about it. When you think about it, when you really come into money, right? When you really upgrade to the highest echelon, right? You break through that ultimate ultra tier. When you break through. I mean, I've been to Kobe, Japan, and I've ate some of the best steak on planet Earth, right? I had steak that was so amazing. I talk about it to this day. It was the most expensive meal I've ever paid for, but I didn't care, right? Once you've done that, now I've done it once and it meant something to me, but if I'm worth $100 million, I mean, I could probably eat that 2-3 times a week. It'd be the same as going to McDonald's after a while. If the money ain't a thing, right? I can remember the first time I flew on the airplane. Hell, I can remember. Let's see. The first time I flew on the airplane, I went to basic training. Second time I got on the airplane, I went to AIT. Third time I got in the airplane, I jumped out of it. Right? So I went from never flying ever to get on the airplane to jumping out of airplanes. Right? If you get to the point where you're like, wow, I'm flying. You go from riding Greyhound buses to flying on airplanes, coach, and then moving up to business class and then first class and then staying in, 5-star hotels and all this kind of stuff. Again, if you start doing it every day, it don't really have any meaning to it. So that's what he means. Like money only goes so far. You can only buy so many $500 cigars and smoke them. You can only buy so many $1,000 bottles of cognac and drink them. You can only, after a while, you're like, well, what's next? And that's what he's talking about when it comes to money only goes so far. And I wanted to stop it there. I want to check a couple of chats, see if anybody's got anything to say. Nope, we're good to go. I'm going to get back into it. So, and that's what he means by that. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. So let's continue.
If you're born into money, if you've had money since the day you were born, if you've never known poverty, if you've never been denied anything, a Ferrari's not going to make you happy. A nice meal's not going to make you happy. You've always had these things. The one thing that's going to make you happy is power. I don't think most people understand how humans are evolutionarily designed to want power. We're wired to want power. Men say, I want to be rich. You don't want to be rich. You want to be powerful. You want to be important. You want to be respected. This is the reason why men work their asses off in middle management jobs, underpaid, barely seeing their families, because at least when they're at work, they're respected. Men want respect. Men want power. And the people who are in charge of the world want more and more power. They don't care about profit. They don't care about money. They print the money. This is not about money. This is about just putting their foot on top of humanity and squashing it for nothing other than an ego trip. I really do believe it's about that. I believe.
And that's real talk right there, man. That is real talk. How many times you go to work and you have men, mostly men, women do this too, but mostly men, their whole existence is that job. Whether they're managing the local Burger King or they're part of the management team at Procter & Gamble, whatever division of Procter & Gamble, or they're part of the CEO level at IBM, you know what I mean, or Amazon, or, Chase Bank. That is their whole existence. That is how they identify themselves. That's it. How many times have men out there, and probably women too, but again, this is mostly geared, talking to dudes right now. How many times have dudes taken on more responsibility, right? Taking on a bigger job, like, you got all these people, you're doing all this extra work now, you're taking on like a whole nother division or a whole nother section or a whole nother whatever, and didn't even get paid for it. All they did was give you a title. A title. You are the coordinating manager. And the guy perks up and he's just like, oh, I'm the coordinating manager. And he goes around and he's telling people what to do because he has this power, which I would always say is perceived power. Because you only have power over those who will allow it. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I have nothing but the highest respects for brother Tate here. But when he says, like, people want power, that's one of the things that I'm thinking about right now. And I've been thinking about that for a few weeks. Like, do I want power? I want freedom. I want the ability to do what I want when I want. I want the ability to go out and make my presence known, or make my impact on our society, leave my impact on the world. I want to do that. But do I want power? And I'm thinking about that. And I'm like, well, you got to be a powerful person to do it, right? In order for me to have the resources to up and go to London, so I could talk to my friends over there about whatever I want to talk about to make an impact over there. Well, you have to have the resources to get there. You know what I mean? So as far as power tripping, I don't know. And next time I see brother Tate, I'm gonna talk to him about it. I want to get his take on it. I suppose someone could make the argument that yes, you do want power, you just don't want to be flashy with it. You don't want the limelight, you don't want the spotlight. I love dwelling in the shadows, but I am in command. Is that a form of power? Is that a form of power tripping? Simply because I have the quote unquote power, I won't abuse it. Again, I'm just talking about me as an individual, but there are people who do abuse said power. Like the same example we used about the guy who's the coordinating manager now. He'll try to use that power to, coerce, I'm not even gonna say coerce, to finesse or run that power game on one of his subordinates, one of the women. Maybe not in his team, but maybe one of the other women in the corporation somewhere on the other side, and kind of use that sexual tension to get him a little bit of extra. Maybe. I would never do that. Never shit where you eat. I would never do that. But there are a lot of people who do. We know the stories. Secretaries banging their bosses and stuff like that. We know the stories. So I don't know. That's the part that's the part that I'm personally thinking about. Wonderful 34, gotta stay grounded. Yeah, definitely gotta stay grounded. Absolutely. But it's easy to lose that anchor. When your head start to get big, it starts to blow up like a hot air balloon and you start to float away. It's easy to lose that anchor. You know what I mean? Because you get drunk off that power a little bit. You know what I mean? Because we've all seen it. Those people buy a lottery ticket and wake up the next day and they're worth $10 million. Boy, they ain't grounded to nothing, man. They gone. They float away. And then all that money gets spent and is right back down to where they were. Brother Jason, freedom can be power. Freedom is power. Freedom is power, but it's really hard to be free. It's really difficult to be free. But it definitely is power. So let's continue.
They enjoyed things like vaccine passports simply to make us stay home so that when they don't stay home, it was a big joke. Ha ha ha. Look at them stuck in their house. I think they enjoyed it on that primal evil level. I think it's genuine.
He has an absolute point right there, y'all. Absolute. People in California saw it firsthand. The governor is telling everybody to stay in the house, stay in the house. Everybody's making these sacrifices or whatever. And then the governor goes out, has a dinner party with his friends, right? And boom, there it is. Ha, ha, ha. We get to go out and enjoy a great meal and everyone else is stuck in the house. And then that came out, right? That came out and became a big thing. Same thing, President Barack Obama, when he was no longer president, but it was during the beer bug lockdown, he's having a party. And he got, who was it? It was, shoot. Erykah Badu got her phone and she's doing selfies and you can see the president, everybody's supposed to be 6 feet. Everybody's supposed to be wearing masks. Nah, man, everybody getting down, they getting crunk, whatever. And she's sitting there doing a selfie. I'm here with President, I'm here with Barack Obama. We are the party. Da, da, everybody cranking. You know what I mean? Again, they got power. They didn't have to worry about the lockdowns. They didn't have to worry about staying in the house. They still allowed to live their lives. I think he has a very valid point here. You know what I mean? I just did a video a few days ago, yesterday or the day before, talking about BA5, Omicron variant, what's going on with the beer bug and what might possibly happen moving forward. Right? All these bad articles about, oh man, so many people are getting affected. The numbers are going up. The numbers are going through the roof again with infections. People are definitely getting infected, but no one's dying. Right? The death rate isn't comparable with the spike in new infections. The death rates are way down here, way low. You know what I mean? And the new infections are way high. But again, it's like, are they trying to set the stage, put the narrative out there so we can lock certain people down? Say what you want about Florida and DeSantis, but you know what? Florida stayed open. Florida is still open. I ain't gonna lie to you. I couldn't wait to get out of California. It's crazy out there. Came out here to Florida. You know what I mean? I'm not a DeSantis fan per se. I'm not. There's a lot of things that he's done and the way that he moves. I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Looking at what he did in Orlando with Disney, that was the dumbest move ever. Great move for Disney. I started to think about that. Like, well, shit, did he cut a deal? Did Disney come to him and say, hey, man, get us from under this financial burden and we'll back you for a presidential run or something? I don't know. Because what he did with Disney was just stupid. And ask anybody in Orlando who's going to be paying more taxes right now, and they're, probably losing their homes because of this bad deal he made about don't say gay or wherever the hell it was. But again, this is how they move. That is the power that Brother Tate is kind of speaking to. That he goes on to say, I think it's genuinely evil. Can't speak today.
Genuinely evil. I don't think it's anything to do with money. I think it's purely just power trip.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think that answers actually one of the questions that's often asked by people who are kind of just beginning to discover what's going on, but are still skeptical. And they say things like, yeah, but why is it in the interests of the elite to kill so many people or to do all this? Because surely they need us as as workers, and surely they need a global economy which is producing lots of stuff. These people really are wedded to this vision of the world which has been given them as children, fed them.
And what dude's talking about right now is what the red pill talks about, the manosphere talks about. And that's why they always use these matrix analogies, right? They're talking about the people who are fighting for the matrix. They're fighting for status quo. Surely the elite can't want all these people to be dead and this, that, and the third. Surely they need worker bees. Surely they need quote unquote slaves. You know what I mean? And shout out to Andrew Tate, because you got to resist the slave mind. Surely they can't exist on their own. And he's talking about the 1%. And I think that's what this guy is asking right here. And so I'm like, yeah. So Wonderful 34, that's power, brother. When, why, where, how you want, and it costs. Yep. I agree with you. That is power, brother. Brother Jason, that level change in the office adds more responsibility, but it allows more freedom as well. But the point, and you're a little bit of freedom. I mean, you're still middle management or whatever. You still under control. You could be fired at any time. But the point I was making was that men are willing to make that, to take on all that responsibility for just a title and the power, because it makes them, you know what I mean? It makes them feel more powerful. No money. I'm sorry, bro. You ain't going to get me to do that. I've never been a part of that. Like, you want me to do my job, his job, and her job. You're going to give me a title. You're not going to pay me any more money. Nah, bro, you can keep that. I don't care. Because even when I was in air traffic controller, as soon as I left the facility, that was it. I wasn't thinking about air traffic. I wasn't. As soon as I left the facility, it's time to do other things. I'm putting on my comedian hat, my stand-up hat. Or I'm putting on my promoter hat. You know what I mean? I'm doing that kind of stuff. Or I'm putting on my director hat. Go out and direct some small clips, some small films. I'm putting on my assistant director hat. I'm out doing other stuff. You know what I mean? Back in the day, man, I leave my job, I'm putting on my hustler hat. I was never that guy, like, you're going to give me a title and no money. I was never cool with that, bro. Never, ever, ever cool with that. And that was the point I was trying to make. People would take a title and no money and be happy with that, ecstatic with that, want to celebrate that. And I'm like, nah, bro, I need the bread. You can have the title. And that was the point I was trying to make. But that was a good point, Brother Jason. Don 007, money and power only exposes your true character. If you're a jerk broke, you are a bigger jerk rich. Yeah. Andrew Tate talks about that all the time, man. If you're a dork, you're a dork. Whether you're a dork that's broke or a dork with $1 billion, you're still a dork, still a nerd, still a geek. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's real talk right there. You know what I mean? I'm with you 100%. Brother Jason, sometimes getting rich makes people become jerks. Nah, I believe more is more where Brother Don was saying, 007 was saying, it only brings out who you really are. You know what I mean? I've seen that with women. You know what I mean? Broke chicken heads out of the hood, just horrible people. And they were blaming on being broke. You know, I wouldn't be horrible if I wasn't living in the hood, if I wasn't in the projects, and you get them out of the projects and they're even worse. Put some money in their pocket, they're even worse. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with Brother 007. For sure. And so, yeah, let's continue. Let's see what Brother Tate has to say about all this.
The idea that, yeah, everyone benefits from a strong economy. And they don't understand that we are run by fucking psychopaths.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole idea of an economy is something that they need to understand, they need to unplug from. An economy is for us peasants. Economies don't matter to the people who print the money. Economies don't matter for the people who manipulate stocks. Economies don't matter for the people who rig the elections. And none of that is real to them. They don't give a shit about the economy. You think these people are going to go broke if the stock market crashes? You think they're going to be poor? They're going to have anything they want all the time. They are so beyond money that the only time they can get any satisfaction from their life, the only time they can even feel alive, is with power trips. That's truly what it is.
Bro, I 100% agree with what he just said. Economies are created for poor people. Again, I watched this a couple of weeks ago. That blew my mind. That took me to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Of being aware, of being unplugged. Because I sat down and I thought about that for a day. I sat down and I thought about that. I took a walk. You know what I mean? I was just kind of observing what's going on around me. And I'm like, I'll be damned if he ain't right. The economy is created for us poor folks. Point blank, period. The 1% could care less about the economy. Like right now, we're in the bear market. Oh my God, crypto guys are losing money. Oh my God, 401ks, people are losing their retirement funds because, the stock market is down. The S&P is down big. You know what I mean? The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down big. NASDAQ is down big, right? Does Warren Buffett give a shit? Does Jeff Bezos give a shit? Does Hayam Saban, does he care? No. No. Does it change anything for them? No. The only people it affect are those people who are not among their ranks. You know, all these overnight crypto millionaires, what they do, they went out there and bought exotic cars, watches. You know what I mean? They went out and made all these. And what are they doing now? They're selling them. Right? Anybody out there in the business? I recently got into the whole watch thing, right? Recently. And I mean, I like watches, it's cool. But I mean, is it a point now where you can't even get a Rolex? And you still can't. You still can't get a Rolex at retail from the manufacturer unless you have a relationship with an authorized dealer or something like that, right? But that's about to change because this economy is really, especially with crypto, crypto bumped up a little bit, but I'm telling y'all it's going to continue to go back down. All these crypto millionaires are starting to lose their asses, and what are they doing? They're selling these watches off. They're selling off their RMs, their Pateks, you know what I mean, their Rolexes. They're selling all these things off, the APs. They're selling these watches off for pennies on the dollar, bro. You know what I mean? Check out Patrick Bet-David over there on Valuetainment podcast, Patrick Bet-David podcast. He's talking about that. He's watching it right now. He's a millionaire. He did the work, self-made guy, former military. He's out there. He's like, yeah, man, these guys are coming at me with these, RMs. You know what I mean? Got these, $500,000, $800,000, $1 million watches coming to Patrick Bet-David. Like, yo, man, you want to buy one of these? And PBD is like, not yet. Because he was like, it's about to get worse. They're selling these watches at half of what they paid for it. These crypto guys, these other people. So they got a $500,000 watch. They're selling it for $250,000 and trying to. There's only so many people who had that kind of money, disposable cash, the 1%ers, right? They got it. Patrick Bet-David sent back watching. He was like, nah, I'm not going to give him $250,000 for it because I know he'll come back and I'll probably be able to get that watch for $100,000. You know what I mean? Because he needs the cash. So that's what's going on right now. So when brother Tate said that, I was like, oh shit, he right, man. The 1%, the elite, they don't care about the economy. Why? Economies aren't made for them. They're made for us. You know what I mean? That just blew my mind when I saw that. Blew my mind. I hope y'all still with me, y'all. I hope y'all listening, bro, for real. Because this it's like they say. It's like they say.
Think tank. Arch. Nothing gets past the old think tank.
And if you don't want to get past the old think tank, you got to start thinking now. Let's continue.
I don't know how deep and how dark we're going to go down on this podcast, but even if you look at a lot of the disgusting things that are happening on islands around the world, I truly think that a lot of that is driven by the fact that not only is it disgusting and they're sexual deviants, but it's also about the fact that look what we can do that other people are not allowed to do. It's power. They just want to feel important and special. And money's not enough anymore. Money, when you're born with money, money does not make you feel important and special. They need something else to satisfy their disgustingly large demonic egos. And if that means locking everyone in their house so they can't see their grandma, so be it. And I say this to people and they say, no, surely that's too simple an explanation that the people in charge of the world are just power tripping. No, it's not too simple an explanation. That's exactly what is happening. When you tell a full-grown adult to wear a mask, go and walk and sit down in a restaurant, take it off, eat, stand up and put it back on to walk to go piss, and then walk back, take it off and sit down and eat. That's pure power game. That's nothing to do with science.
I gotta agree with him. And think about it. When people say these things like, man, no one does that. That it can't be that simple. The 1%, it can't just be an ego thing. I think that has a lot to do with human nature. Let's go back to our example, right? The guy who just became the manager coordinator, coordinating manager, whatever his title was, didn't get any more money, but he has all his responsibility, right? And he has a title now. And you're one of his employees. And you got to go to him because you need time off. Like, yo, something's come up. I can't come to work on Thursday. I have to, I can't come to work on Thursday and Friday. I have to go take care of something. It's something important for my family. I need this time off. That one human, that one individual gets to tell you, a grown ass man, whether you can go do this thing or not. That one guy. You know the staffing. He knows the staffing. You know the mission for the team. He knows the mission for the team. Y'all both know that you could get the time off. It's not a problem. Y'all both know this. Like, I'm not needed. I can go do this. I can take these 2 days. It's not a big thing. But it's up to him. It's up to him. And it's a power trip at that point. You just gassing up his ego. It's a power trip at that point. Like I said, the head starts to get big. It's like that balloon thing. And if he's not grounded, he's going to just lift off. She's going to lift off. He's not grounded. And he'll say no because he wants to. Nothing to do with being a professional, nothing to do with anything like that. Just looking at the numbers like, yeah, bro, absolutely. If you need anything else, let me know. Nothing about taking care of the best employees, right? And we didn't even add that to the scenario. We didn't even add the fact that you are the most loyal, you are the hardest working person on the team. We didn't even throw that in there. Right? He's going to say no to you. And then Susie comes up with her low cut shirt and her mini skirt, and she comes up and asks for the same 2 days off 3 hours later, and he gives it to her. Right? He power tripping because Susie's going to rub all up on him and all that, brush up on him and wink at him and all that and flirt because, hey, why not? That's her tool. She can do that if she wants to. I ain't mad. But again, you got this guy, this one human who gets to exercise all his power over your life and the lives of the people on the team. I think that's what Andrew Tate is trying to get at. And that's a dude who's broke like you, right? You know what I'm saying? Now you multiply that. You know what I'm saying? You 100x that, 1000x that to these people in the top tiers, the ultra top tier echelon folks. It's the same thing. Let's lock everybody in their house. It's the same thing as saying you can't have them days off. Power trip. It makes sense to me. You know what I mean? It absolutely makes sense to me. I sat around, I thought about it. I'm like, damn, that's human nature. These people just happen to be really, really wealthy and they have all this power. Perceived power, like I said, because if I say I need some time off and I don't get the time off and I know you on that BS and you let Susie get the time off because she cute, man, I'm done. I quit. They'll be, oh, you got to put in your 2 weeks notice. No, I don't. I quit. You know what I'm saying? And if you talk that flyness, I might go in your mouth. That's how I was as a youngin'. I'm not that bad now. I'm not that bad now. Brother Jason, do you think he was being literal when he said demonic? No, I think it's colorful language. I don't believe that he's one of those cats. I'll ask him when I see him, but I don't think he's one of those cats that believe in like the Illuminati, Skull and Bones, devil worshippers and stuff like that. I don't believe that to be the case. Only met the brother the one time. We did have a good conversation. Next time I meet him, I'll ask him. I'll let you know what he says. I'm normally by the way he moves. I mean, the Tate boys, they do what they want to do when they want to do it. Real power. He's definitely going to come through South Florida again. And when he does, I'm going to shoot down there. You know what I mean? That's just the mission. My people will tell me. You know what I mean? Owambi Exercinlo. I'm sorry I messed that up. Welcome. Welcome. I'm sorry. I got Cincinnati public school education level right here. I'm still working on it. I love doing all this reading because, of course you get better, but that was a mouthful. But welcome. Loving the hustle, sir. I really need your mindset and work ethic. It's easy to get. It's just, there's no secret to it. All you got to do is do it. That's all you got to do. Just got to do it. Just wake up. I'm going to do this and get it done. I learned that in the Army. And thank you so much for that compliment. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. But all you got to do is do it. Push through. That's it. Create a make-believe drill sergeant or a black hat. A black hat is a jump master in the Army. They wear black hats. They're like a drill sergeant on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Black hats ain't no joke. But you just got to make that character in your mind and have that black hat when you wake up. What are you doing? Why are you sitting around? Why aren't you doing push-ups? Get off your fat ass. You know what I mean? Do something. Get up. Go outside. Go walk. Go to the gym. You got to have that mindset in your mind. You got to have that voice in your mind. You know what I mean? Just like in Full Metal Jacket, right? You got to have that kind of voice. You know what I mean? That kind of voice is going to tell you how to pray. When it's time to pray, it tells you how to pray. And this is your prayer.
Pray! This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
You need that. You know what I mean? When you're sitting around and you trying to bullshit yourself, oh man, I'm kind of hurt, or this or that. You need that drill sergeant in your head. When you're saying that shit, you need somebody to come up to you and say this.
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
That's what you need to stay motivated, right? That's what you need. Figure that out. Create that mentality and live by it. You know what I mean? Push yourself. I could be doing more. If you're a young man and you're healthy, like Myron says, first of all, there's no excuse to be fat. There's no excuse. Stop eating so much. Eat healthy. Everything's online. Everything's online. All you got to do is you can go on YouTube and there's so much free content on how to lose weight, on how to eat right. You start there. And then, like every time you watch a video, you're sitting around the couch being lazy. I do this shit. I'm guilty of this shit. Sitting around the couch just lazy. I got myself an hourglass with sand in it, and I flip that hourglass over. When that sand runs out, I got to go do something. If I'm just going to pick up the dumbbells, do some curls, or just get down, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, go take a walk. I got to do something. I'll sit down. I'm like, all right, shit, I've been sitting out here too long. Flip over that daggone hourglass. And when that shit runs out, I got to do something. Let me open up this book. You know what I mean? Let me read something. That's how you stay motivated. You motivate yourself, right? And then you only start to hang around people who are self-motivated as well, and y'all motivate each other. That's how it's done. So thank you so much. Like, I really need your mindset and work ethic, man. Shit, do that. In the chat right now, brother. In the chat right now. Tell me something that you want to get done. Give me a goal. Something that you want to get done in the next 6 months. Put it in the chat right now. Tell me, I want to see what that is. Put it in the chat. Let me see it. We're going to continue with Brother Tate.
Nothing to do with saving lives. That's just ha, ha, ha. Look what the peasants will do on command. That's all it is. What else could it possibly be?
And isn't it amazing that the peasants largely did do it on command? None of them questioned this stuff. It's extraordinary.
It truly is extraordinary. And what's most extraordinary to me is that I keep reminding people of these things. Like, I keep saying, don't you remember 3 months ago when they said if you didn't inject yourself with an unknown drug, you couldn't have food? It's only been 3 months. Okay, yeah, Putin's ended COVID, his new distraction, blah, blah, blah. But don't you remember what they did to you? I got invited recently to Australia. I said, I'm not going. And they said, why? I said, I won't go there ever again because they're communists and I'm not going to that country. And they're like, oh, but it's okay now. No, it's not okay now, because all the members of law enforcement have proven the fact that if they're given the commands to crush their fellow man with basically no reason, that they'll do it. Yeah. So fuck them and fuck that.
Brother Tate has a real good point there, man. He's talking about places like that, places like Australia, where you realize that, on command, law enforcement will do whatever they're told to whoever they're told to do it to. And people are like, well, that could happen here in America. I don't think so. Americans we are armed to the teeth. And there, that narrative that police officers were these brave men and women who are out there on that thin blue line serving and protecting. We know that's bullshit. Y'all saw what happened in Uvalde, Texas. Y'all seen all the videos of police officers shooting unarmed men, not just black men. They shoot white men. They shoot Latin men. They shoot Asian men. They shoot other white men. Y'all seen that? Police officers shoot unarmed people all the time. I talk about why. It's not that they're evil people. They're just poorly trained. They're poorly trained and they're afraid, right? And I'm gonna have some more shows about that. But in America, we are armed. There are more guns in this country than people. Right? So now you're not going to be able to come in. Only way to make Americans, like what we're going to tell you, go in your house and stay locked in your house. You got to plead with the Americans to do it. Please do it. Please stay. This and that. Because if Americans decide that they've had enough, guess what? You got a problem on your hands. Right? Great Britain dealt with that problem. That's how the country was born. Right? That's how the country was born. The people got tired of that shit. And what was going on in the colonies back then? Everybody was armed. Just like now. Everybody's armed. That's why the Second Amendment is such a great thing. Such a great thing. You know what I mean? These people are like, are you going to take your guns? They ain't going to take your guns. You could try. You can absolutely try. You can't get all the weapons off. You can't. It cannot be done. Can't take the guns. So that's why America, in my opinion, is still the greatest country, so long as we have the Second Amendment. You look at what just happened in Indiana. I just did a video on it yesterday. This young, brave American was able to stop an active shooter event. Unfortunately, the active shooter did engage and kill 3 innocent people and wounded 2 others. But there was a young, brave American with a Glock that ended that active shooter, ended him. From the first to the last shot, it was 2 minutes. 15 seconds. Some young man, 15 seconds. Elijah Dickens is his name. True American hero. In 15 seconds, he drew his Glock. He drew his weapon. He fired 10 rounds and scored 10 hits. And the police are saying he did that at 40 yards. 40 yards. Marines can't shoot that fucking well. And I'm not trying to say that as a slight to the Marine Corps. I respect the hell out of the Marine Corps with their weapons. This kid did this with no formal training whatsoever. He didn't have any like law enforcement training of any kind. He didn't have any military training of any kind. His grandfather taught him how to shoot. That's America. That's America. If Americans don't want to do something, the police is not going to be the entity that's going to make them do it. You know what I mean? Thanks for the words of encouragement. You're welcome, brother. But yo, I need to know what that goal is. We're gonna go through these chat. Snuggles 668. Welcome, Snuggles. Good to see you. I want to become a motherfucking hustler. Isn't that what Snoop Dogg said? You want to be a hustler, man, but there's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brother Tate likes to refer to himself as top G, man. I gotta give it to him. That he's on some top G level for real. I gotta give it to him. And look what he has. It's him, his brother, all the people around him. He has nothing but hardcore men around him. Hardcore men. I'm telling you this because I done met the brother. It's not that he's afraid. He can handle himself. You know what I mean? But he has nothing but hardcore men around him. You have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, not because you want an echo chamber, but so you can push each other. You want to push each other, man. That's all that is. Hold each other to account. You know what I mean? Jay Swans hold me accountable for everything. I hold him accountable for everything. My cousin, right? My cousin Marv, I hold him accountable. My brother, I hold him accountable. We all hold each other accountable. And that's what you need. You know, my goal is to get 10K in my country's currency to buy a PC for my digital artwork. Okay. All right. So your goal is to get 10K in your country's currency. Outstanding goal. I'm not sure what country you're in. I'm thinking Africa somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. That's your goal. You got to ask yourself, is it possible to do that where you are? Anything's possible, but is it possible for you? Is that an achievable goal, 10,000 in your country's currency, right? Once you determine that, like, yeah, I can do it. Okay, how? Is 6 months enough time? Can I make an additional 2 months in my currency a month for the next 5 or 6 months? Really, I guess this is 1,000. Can I make 1,000 extra? What kind of side hustle can I do? And I think it can be done, brother. I think it can be done. And you're talking about PC for your digital artwork. And there's a lot of money to be made in digital artwork, as you know. It's probably why you went here, right? YouTubers need that. That's a skill set that can, translate to money of all different type currencies, right? You could probably hit 1 or 2 licks in America, and that'll be your goal for your country's currency. Because I don't know where you are. You know what I mean? But you might be able to hit up an American, do some good work, get $100, $500 from an American, and that might be your goal right there. I don't know. But now that we know your goal, 6 months to make 10K in your currency, what are you going to do? Today is Saturday. What are you going to do by this time next week to get you to that goal? What are you going to do? What are you going to do by this time? What can you do by this time next Saturday to achieve those goals? So the 7 days, what can you do to achieve those goals, man? And just give me three things that you can do to achieve those goals that you plan on doing in this upcoming week over the next 7 days. Let me see what you got to say about that. Snuggle668, how long do you think it's going to take before it rains today? Well, if you're down here in Florida, Snuggles, right, it should be raining around 5 o'clock local time. I'll give it a couple hours. 5 or 6 o'clock, we'll have a storm here in Tampa, here in Hillsborough County. I don't know where you at, but over here where I'm at, that's what it's going to do. Brother Jason, I want to star in credit awareness episode of the I Really Want to Know podcast. Okay, we could do that. We could do the credit awareness. I know we had talked about this before. I kind of looked at your stuff. I'm gonna talk to you, man. Like we'll talk offline. We'll definitely talk offline. And Wonderful 34, looking for that woman. Brother Awanabe, I think it is. Also want to move out of my mom's place and gain life experience. Okay, but you know what I mean? These are good goals. But if you're not putting any action with these goals, if you're not putting any plans in motion with these goals, man, you just talking shit. And I already said,
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
You don't want to be that. You don't want to just be talking shit, man. What are you gonna do? What do you plan to do? What do you plan to do over the next 7 days that's going to help you reach that goal of 10K in your currency in 6 months and getting out of your house? So let me know. I want to see. Just give me those 3 things, bro. Miss AKA ladies in the house. What's good, love? Welcome. I forgot that Suzette has something going on, so I missed that show. I was over here doing this. So I'm going to catch the replay on that. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate the love. And then Brother O, I'm just going to call you Brother O, because I know I'm hacking up your name and I don't want to do that. Brother O's in South Africa. That's what's up. A lot of opportunities down there. A lot of opportunities. You know what I mean? I haven't been to visit yet. I was supposed to go when the beer bug hit, and of course I didn't go. Everybody got locked down, whatever. But I do plan to go check out South Africa, man. I've heard some good things. And then everybody's saying what's up to Miss AKA lady, as they should. So we're going to continue with back to Brother Tate and what he's saying. But he was saying like he's not going to go to Australia. He's like, fuck that country. He saw what the police did. He saw what, how they were just rounding people up or whatever. He calls them kindness. I ain't mad at him. That was a very strong arm tactic. And I agree with him 100%. So here we go.
Country, I'm not going. I'm not going to Canada. I'm not going anywhere, these places. It's crazy. And all these people still have positions of power. And it's amazing to me that people are living their lives going, oh, yeah, everything's fine now, knowing that the police above them with one simple email will literally destroy their fellow man. They don't give a shit. It's incredible that not one police force stood up and said, no, enough of this junk. It's like, it's absolutely out of control. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I have to say, I mean, apart from the fact that you're probably slightly better at handling yourself in a fight than me, this is like talking to myself, because I don't find any of the stuff you are saying crazy or extreme. And yet, if we'd had this conversation 5 years ago, I think I would have thought you were basically a nutcase and that you were so out there that I wouldn't know really how to engage with you. Can I ask, how long have you? When did you wake up to this kind of stuff? Was it the last 2 years or before?
It was before that, but I won't lie that COVID really did kill my last hope in humanity, because even before COVID, even though I was quite aware and quite awake of a lot of things that were happening, if you would have told me the COVID scenario, 2 years, a disease that nobody can basically see or feel, everyone's fine on the street, it's a sniffle, they advertise the fact it's 99.9% survival, they won't let people see their own dying parents, you have to wear a mask, you have to take a vaccine that's more dangerous than the disease itself. That if you would have told me that before COVID, I would have said, no way. Surely that's too much. But here we are, and they got away with it. It truly is absolutely incredible. And it's kind of been an interesting thought experiment for me, how you can extrapolate it to all other aspects of life, right? Because when I talk about the COVID scandemic, when I talk about it, I talk about how it applies to everything else. So recently I was talking to someone yesterday, and they were talking about buying a house. And I said, why do you buy and you don't rent? He goes, I want to own a home. And I said, you don't own a home. And he goes, what do you mean you don't own it? I said, look at the Canadian truckers. They didn't take their vaccine. They got a fine for rebelling against the vaccine. They don't pay the fine, and then they escalate the fine, add more money to it. You don't pay that, and eventually what do? They come for your assets. So you don't own a house. You think you own something until you annoy the government. You don't own that house. You don't own that land. You don't own your car. You don't own your children. You don't own any of it. Because as soon as you make them angry, as soon as you resist tyranny deep enough, they'll take it from you. So COVID woke me up to a bunch of things. Like I sold all my real estate. I was like, no, I no longer trust governments. I don't know.
Bro, he's dropping it there. He's dropping it, y'all. He's absolutely dropping it. Brother, what say you here, bro? I'm already a freelance artist, taking small commissions, so I have that going. Make a CV and apply for jobs in my town and maybe push up the production of my work and marketing. Okay, again, that sounds good. That sounds lofty, but give me one thing that you're going to do over the next 7 days. One thing that's going to get you there. Right? Like here in the States, someone's like, well, I'm trying to make this extra money. Okay, well, I'm going to do other side hustles. Okay, what side hustles are going to do? I'm going to, like here in the States, it's real easy. I'm going to go drive Uber. I'm going to go work for the food delivery people, something like that. I'm going to go get a second job. Now, I understand you're in South Africa, man. So that's an economy I don't understand. I don't, you know what I mean? And I understand the history of apartheid and all that. And I know that this just didn't go away. I mean, I understand that. Right. I know that just didn't go away. But what can you do? Let's break it down even further. What can you do over the next 7 days to earn 10 extra bucks or the equivalent to $10 in your currency? What can you do? Can you tell me one thing you can do over the next 7 days where you can earn that? Like, I don't know if can you hang out at the grocery store in the parking lot and like walk people bags to their car for tips or something like that? I don't know. What can you do to earn $10 or the equivalent? And I'm afraid you guys had Cougarans once upon a time. I don't know what your currency is now, but what can you do to earn a little bit of money over the next 7 days? Can you put that in the chat for me? But do you see how I'm trying to break this down? You're saying you want to make money. I want to make $10,000 over the next 6 months. How can you get there? I want to see what type of hustle you got. Can you come up with a way to hustle up some bread over the next 7 days? Can you? Like, so yeah, man, let me know what you're thinking. What Brother Tate was talking about, like real estate, right? The people I know who have big money, I've been talking to them over the past 4 or 5 years. They've all told me the same thing. Like, don't buy. Don't buy. And I'm like, why? They're like, what? They're like, look, I moved here from California and I didn't buy right away. The market was starting to really go up. So I landed and I was like, I'm just going to rent a spot until I can until I can go out and find me something. I want to go buy something, whatever. And there was some other things involved as well. I had to sort out before I was like ready to go out and buy a home. There's half the camp is saying, yeah, man, go buy something. The other half of the camp, my wealthy people, are telling me, nah, don't buy a home to live in. Buy a home as an investment property. And and your goal should be to earn enough money with your real estate holdings to offset the cost of your rent. And that's where I am right now. I'm like, well, shit, what should I do? What should I do? So you see, Brother O, it's all on, everybody has issues that they got to deal with on their levels. And I'm doing the things that I'm asking you to do is what I'm doing with myself. I'm thinking it through. All right, well, do I what are the pros and cons? I'm listening to the people with money. And I ain't talking about a little bit of money. I'm talking about people. They're not quite 1%ers, but they are wealthy. I'm listening to them and they're like, yeah. And all of my wealthy friends, they own properties, they own land, they own all kind of stuff, but they rent where they sleep. All of the properties that they own, they making money off of. So I'm just saying, like, they're doing it. So, but back to you, brother O. How can you make the equivalent of $10 over the next 7 days where you staying at? You know what I mean? How can you do that? Wonderful 34, that's great advice. But that's what I'm looking at. And this is what Brother Tate is speaking to. When he's like, and when he says that when you own something like, oh, I own this, this is mine. Is it really? Is it really? Because real talk, the government, the local government, the state government, the federal government can come and take your property. Let's say they want to put in some sort of, rail line, or they want to put in a tunnel or something. They want to do something, and your property is sitting in the way of whatever it is they want to build. They can take it. Eminent domain. They can legally take it. They're just going to pay you what they want to pay you for your profit, for your property. They can take it from you. Here's the money. Bye. Be gone. You talking about it's mine? Is it? Is it really? Right? So let's go on. Let's listen to a little bit more of what Tate was saying about that.
Which one's going to come along with some new authoritarian garbage, and I don't want to comply, and the first thing they're going to do is come for my assets. So, like, for me, it's changed my entire worldview to the point now where I'm like, I don't trust governments, I don't trust real estate, I don't trust banks, I don't trust any of them. They're all the enemy. And once you wake up to that, it's kind of a dark realization. I think that's why a lot of people just say, I'll just wear the mask, I'll just wear the mask. Because it's cowardice, right? And it's easier.
And there you have it. I'm going to post that to the for the replay so people can watch that. I would advise that people watch that a few times to really let that soak in. And what he said is right. When you do something the government doesn't like, they will find a way to get at you, either through your taxes, either through your business, either through your home, saying you're doing stuff to your kids. They will find a way to get at you. And when they find that way, they'll start charging you, let that roll up. Now you owe a crazy amount of money. And then what do? They seize your assets. They seize your assets. And when they don't want you to get away, what do? They freeze your passport. Now you can't travel. I'm a grown ass man. You telling me I can't leave America when I want to leave America? They will seize your passport. This is what they do. So you got to break through to this next level, right? You could take some person who's in the 1% on that ultra tier and take their American passport. Do you think they care? Do you really think they care? They probably have 5 other passports, if not more, legal passports. You could take their American passport today. They get on their private jet. Boom, they're gone, man. They're in Egypt. You know what I mean? They're in Spain. They're in Greece. They're in Russia. They're in Poland. Right? They're down in Honduras and have passports for each one of those countries. It's legal. You got enough money, you can move like that. But me and you, oh, hell no. They take our passports. We're fucked. Right? Why they take your passport? Because they felt like it. They could take your passport and say, oh, it was a mistake. It's going to take you a year or so, and I don't know, $5,000, $10,000 to sort that out. Law enforcement can kick my door in right now. Kick my door in right now and rush in here with flashbangs and CS gas and do whatever. And then be like, oh, this was the wrong apartment. You were in 303. Man, we were supposed to hit 403. And it doesn't matter. But you know what? Again, being an American, at the end of the day, we're Americans. The American gets to a point where they get fed up. They gotta do something. They gotta do something, brother. Oh, I already have a client expecting an art project delivered by the 31st and will owe me $150 for it. I'm still stuck on what to do for extra cash on the side to push my art hustle. That's what I'm talking about right there, bro. Sit down and think about it, brother. Oh, I'm gonna be on this stream for another 20 minutes. I think I'm maybe less. I'm winding it down. Think about it. And here's the thing. Yes, this is a test. I'm testing you right now, bro. You saying the good stuff, man. You sound good. You talking big shit, but hey, y'all know how I feel about it.
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
It don't mean nothing to me unless I see what you can do. when I say the equivalent to $10 in your country, go out and hustle 7 days to go out and hustle the equivalent of $10 US in your country. Again, I don't know what the conversion rate is. That's not a lot of money. The only reason I'm telling you that, I'm testing you, bro. If you can go out there and hustle $10, you can hustle $100, you can hustle $1,000, you can hustle $1 million. And I don't mean that hustle like go rip somebody off. I'm not saying that. But if you can come up with a way to raise money like that, then you can come up with a way to raise any money, any amount of money. And it's good that you got the art thing. That sounds great, bro. That sounds real good. You know what I'm saying? But if you can tell me how you can get out here and hustle up $10 in 7 days, just go out there and make the equivalent to $10 in your money. I don't know what that is. I'm not saying go out and hustle up $10 US because that could be a whole lot of money where you from. But I'm saying in your money, if you can go out and hustle up $10 in your money in 7 days, do it and tell me how you did it. Do it. Show me how you did it. Show me you a hustler. If you a hustler, bro, then I can really help you. If you got that hustle in you, I can show you how to get that bread. You talking about 10,000, I ain't shit. I can show you how to get that, but you got to be a hustler. You got to be a hustler, right? And I ain't gonna lie to you. I normally charge people for that shit, but I'm gonna do this for you, bro. Right? Because you in here early. You in here to catch the day one stuff. You in here early. Go out there, man, and make $10 in 7 days. Come back here Saturday. I'm gonna do a show on Saturday between the Comic-Con stuff. I'm gonna come on here and do a show. I expect to see you. I'm gonna do the show at 2 p.m. I don't even know what the topic of the show is going to be. I'm going to do a show at 2 p.m. I'm doing this show to give you an opportunity to catch up with me and tell me how you made the $10, bro. In this country, I could go collect bottles, cans, do whatever I got to do. I could come up with $10, man. I could come up with $10. I go fucking tell jokes on the corner or whatever. I could come up with $10. You can't beg. And here's the thing. You can't just beg for money. You got to earn it. Don't go out there and just beg for money. Go out there and earn it. Go earn $10 over the next 7 days. Right? I want to see what kind of hustle you got, brother O. You know what I mean? Come back here and let me know what you did in South Africa. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. And the final thing I wanted to talk about here is Andrew Tate. Why are people trying to stop Andrew Tate? They're calling him and his brother human traffickers, gurus, all these negative terms. Why are people trying to stop Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate and these type guys? It's simple. They're telling the truth. They're forcing people to think. And these people who are happy in the world as it's set up today, the quote unquote matrix, these people who are happy in the matrix, they don't want to know the truth. They want to stay in the matrix. And what did they say in the movie? They will fight to stay in the matrix. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, he said some crazy controversial stuff. Of course. There's entertainment in here. You know what I mean? You look at, Donovan Sharp, Rich Cooper, Rollo Tomasi, Fresh and Fit, Adam Susnick over there on Valuetainment. They say some controversial stuff. They say some crazy stuff. Yeah, that's going to get you to look over, see what's going on. But there's truth laced in there. All kind of truth laced in there. But people want to shut them up. Why? Because they don't want the truth. They want to stay in the matrix. They want to stay. They want that title, right? They want that little bit of power, that perceived power. They want to be able to tell you can't have Wednesday off. Make them feel good. That's what they want to be able to do. More power to you. Go ahead and do that. I ain't mad at you. That's not what I'm trying to do. Brother O, making it happen. He already got a client, got some work going out there. He's expecting, to deliver on the 31st. He's going to get $150 for it. Outstanding, bro. Outstanding. Need to get a computer so he can make more money, get his business going. Outstanding. That's great. But tell me and show me how you made $10 over the next 7 days. So be back here Saturday, bro. Saturday or whatever day it is over there, because I'm not sure what the time difference is. Yeah, for South Africa, man, you might be like the polar opposite of me right now. So I don't know reference time zones and all that, where you at. I can look it up, of course. But be right back here, man. 2:00 Saturday, U.S. East Coast time. 2:00, I'm gonna do a show. I'll probably be talking about what happened on Friday with the Comic-Con thing. That's what it'll probably be about. A quick little show. But I'm doing this for you, brother. Oh, get on here. And if you can't make it to the show because you out there hustling, I understand. Hit me up on my Instagram. I'm gonna put it in the chat. My Instagram is don.lewis_comedy. I'm sorry. That's wrong. It's the other way around. It's don_Lewis. .comedy. That's my Instagram. Right? So if you can't make the show, hit me on that. Because I want to know how you do. There it is. It's in the chat. Don_Lewis.comedy. That's my Instagram. If you can't make the show, brother, give me that. Hit me on Instagram. I want to know how you. I want you to go out and make the equivalent to $10 in your money. I want you to go out and make the equivalent over the next 7 days, and tell me how you did it. All right. If you serious, you said you want to be motivated like me or people like me. This is how it's done. And brother, thanks for the test. $10 in my currency is about 180 Rand. All right. In the current market. To get that by helping people carry groceries at 9:30 p.m. where I am. Or you can help people carry groceries. That's just an idea, like just throwing that out there, man. Become a hustler. I just wanted to give you an example, for example. But figure out a way to hustle up 180 Rand. In your country, you got 7 days to do it. That's your mission, young soldier. That's your mission. Get out there and make it happen, man. Push through, accomplish your mission. Come back here Saturday and let me know how you did it. If you can't get back here Saturday, hit me up on Instagram because I want to know. I want to see what you made of, bro. I want to see what you made of. So that's the show, y'all. That's the show. I hope y'all enjoyed that. In the words of brother Andrew Tate, man, resist the slave mind. You must resist the slave mind. There's plenty of money. There's plenty of ways to get out there and get said money, right? Your only limitations are yourself. You can get out there and you can make this happen, especially if you're in America. So brother in South Africa right now about to go out here and hustle up this money, right? Just to show what kind of warrior spirit he has, what kind of hustler he is. I'm pulling for you, brother. I want to see how this shit go down, bro. You know what I mean? So hustle it up. Tell me how you did it. Come back on Saturday. You know what I mean? And then we can really talk because this is your test. I want to see what you about, man. I want to see what you made of. Yeah, this was fun. I'm glad I actually jumped on and did this show. You know what I mean? So the dark side of the 1%, man, they're power tripping. They are absolutely power tripping. That makes sense to me. When y'all see this in the replay, give me some comments on what y'all think about Brother Tate's his take on this. What do you think about my take on this? I want to know your take on this. You know what I mean? So in the replay, hit the comments. Let me know how you feel, what you thinking. You know what I mean? Because this makes sense to me, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, it makes sense to me. So thanks to everybody who was in here. Wonderful 34. Miss AKA Lady, thanks for coming through. Snuggle 668, thanks for coming through. 007 was in the house. I appreciate that, brother Jason. Thank you so much. for coming through, supporting the brother. Like I said, day one. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my inner circle for sure. I appreciate it. I'm Don Lewis. This is the Don Lewis I Really Want to Know podcast. I am DL Saint. See, I'm all mixed up because I put my Instagram in there. I am DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Brother O, you better be here Saturday, man. Saturday, 2 p.m. I want to know what you did to get that 180 rand. Peace.